You know what, Kobe?
What's that, Barry?
I'll never die. Now sit the fuck down. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Yeah, we always do obscure quotes. Bonus points, anybody who gets it off of that.
Oh, yeah. Guys, welcome to the final movie of Halloween month. You never know, we might do...
SPOOK-TOBER.
Oh, it's SPOOK-TOBER month. You never know, we might do a bonus episode. Who knows?
Because we love horror.
Right? And, it's cool, like, a couple of days at work, like, I think yesterday, I saw some guy hit, like, some, like, really cool jack-o'-lantern, wow. It's like my mouth got lazy towards the end.
You having a little mini stroke?
Oh, God, I hope not. Tattoos, and it's like, oh, I get one every year for, like, me and my wife's anniversary, because that's when we got married. And so he's like, yeah, I'm a big horror guy. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I love horror too. So we started talking about it. And then he lives, like, in a small part of Texas. So he has, like, a huge, front yard. Okay. And he makes, like, these 6-foot cutouts of, like, horror icons. And puts a light, like, behind them. So, like, outside, like, when you're looking at his house, you see them.
Oh, the silhouettes, like?
Yeah, the silhouettes. And that's like, oh, that's kind of creepy. That's so cool, man. Oh, man. But yeah, we, possibly the final movie of SPOOK-TOBER month. You never know. I feel like we have to release one on the 31st, too. What do you feel like?
I think we should. We should do that.
But, no, yeah, this movie was, a pretty good surprise for me, at least, but yeah, let's get into our Mr. Movie Phone trailer of this. In the season where tricks are celebrated, some are more malicious than others. When a group's bullying goes too far, the dead won't stay still. Will this be a harrowing Halloween for this small town? Let's find out in 2019's Candy Corn. Yeah, oh man, God, Candy Corn is just the worst. Like the actual candy, not this movie.
Oh, I like Candy Corn.
You like Candy Corn?
I think we had this argument last Halloween as well. Oh. You were like, nobody likes it, and I was like, I kind of do. And it is not a all year round like candy. I wouldn't be like, let's have some summer candy corn. But between like Halloween and Thanksgiving, a month of candy corn.
It's because you come from a time,
Probably.
That the treats were a little bit more limiting. Now they just cover everything in chocolate,
It's true, yeah. This certainly beats that big marshmallow, that big, like, the orange marshmallow. Yeah. Like peanut.
Oh, yeah.
That was the worst.
That doesn't even sound good. But yeah, oh, man. This movie just, I guess it almost also feels like just like a Tubi month, too.
Right. And again, go Tubi. Like, this was, I don't know if this was a Tubi original, but it was on Tubi, and it was...
Yeah, I would love to just declare Tubi as, like, the new age mom and pop's rental store. Because, like, sometimes, yes, like, when I'm bored, I just kind of scroll through, and I'm like, that's pretty interesting. That looks interesting. Oh, man. But before...
That's how I find my favorite film.
But, like, honestly, before we actually get into the... this movie is very... It's tissue paper thin, the plot. and the runtime is very full moonish. So let's I want to talk about some horror icons in here though before we get into there.
Oh, right.
So first, I think we have to, R.I.P. Tony Todd.
Absolutely.
The
Horror
Candyman.
legend. Yeah.
And it's funny because when the new Candyman was coming out, I was like, well, let me go rewatch the first one. Because especially during the late 80s, early 90s, the first one is really the original vision of these horror franchises, and then it kind of goes into the super campy stuff. And I gotta say, it is sort of it's like this romantic horror movie.
Right?
Yeah, so when I rewatch it, I was like, damn, Tony Todd is so good. And those bees, I kind of did a deep dive, and I was like, they use real bees for a decent amount of it. And I was like, oh my god, that's terrifying, not only for Tony Todd, but for the female lead.
Right.
And, but we also have a Carrie alumni in here, which was cool. At first I thought that was Carrie. I was like, no, that's not Carrie. She's one of the mean girls, I think.
But Nancy, I think it was.
Yeah. And
Norma from
Norma.
Carrie. And she was Linda in Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was also in Halloween. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, Queen. And we also have, if you're into horror, one of the most recognizable redheads ever. The guy who played Malachi in Children of the Corn. What was the actor's name? It was
Courtney Gaines.
There you go. I was like, is that a chick? And I was like, oh my god, it's freaking Malachi from goddamn Children of the Corn. But yeah, those are pretty much the three. I was thinking the main bad guy was also somebody, but it seems like he's only done this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got an interesting little necro. What was it? Your family?
Huh?
When when you have family that
incest?
No.
You're with your family. I was like, oh.
No. When you're you become an actor because somebody in your family.
Oh, nepotism.
Nepotism, not necro.
Yeah, I was like necrophilia.
Sorry about that, guys. But Madison Russ, the girl, she is the daughter of Tim Russ, who was Tuvok on Star Trek Voyager, and he made a 2-second uncredited cameo in this movie because his daughter was in it.
Oh, see, it's funny when I was watching this, it's that girl looks kind of familiar. But I know I've never seen her in anything. But now that you said he was what's it called? What's that species called in
Vulcan?
Yeah,
he was the Vulcan on Voyager.
Yeah, he had a good voice for radio.
Oh.
That guy's voice is velvety, smooth, buttery. But let's go ahead and talk about this movie. So this movie opens up in a diner where a couple of youths, as I like to call them, are they're planning something, right? And it's okay, maybe they're just planning some traditional Halloween thing that they do. Unfortunately, it is to beat up somebody. I don't know, how do you politically say this? It's on
the spectrum.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are they gotta be at least early 20s.
Right.
And you're
way older than you should be doing this.
I mean, first of all, you shouldn't be doing it at all.
You should not be doing it at all. Yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
correction.
Now that they're at this age, I'm no, if I was the kid, I'm pressing charges.
Right.
I'm pressing charges.
And they're like, well, it's the tradition. We've done this forever. Like every year we prank him, but the pranks of like an 8 or 10-year-old is very much different than the pranks of a 21-year-old.
I know, but like it got bad during high school.
Oh yeah.
And like the worst part is like they're like, oh come on man, can we just do it at his house? I was like, oh my god, no, you can't even get any peace when you're at home.
Right.
And they're like, the main bad guy, he's like, nah, you know what? He got a job at the freak show because he's a freak. I was like, geez. And like, there's like this guy, like one of the guys has a girlfriend and she's like listening into this. And she's like, oh my god, guys, can you please not do this? This is so juvenile. Like, and she leans into her boyfriend. Is like, let's just go do something more interesting. And, that's code for like, yeah, let's do it. But the main bully, he's like, no, we can't break tradition. I was like, oh, that guy's one bad day away from becoming a serial killer.
Right. And then she's like, it's you guys are going to get arrested if you like beat him up in like at the circus. And he's like, no, I've already checked it out. We're going to wait back in the trailers when he comes after his show, and then we'll beat him up. Yes. Oh no, then we will prank him. They never say beat him.
Yeah.
Prank.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this is a fucking predator, man. He's like Keanu Reeves in the one bad guy movie he did, The Watcher, where he was like a serial killer. I was like, oh, that's not my Keanu Reeves. Oh man, but they're like, hey man, don't pussy out. And he's like, nah, don't worry, I'm gonna get into this, And so they go to like the bar, not the barkeep, but the guy working at the diner. Really skeezy looking dude. He's like bald, but he has like the hair on the sides, and it's like long and stringy, so it's like even worse. So like that guy's a fucking creep,
I had to look him up because he is so stereotypical of that character that I was like, I definitely have to know him, but I don't.
He kind of looks like, God, Jamie Kennedy has done some like really odd like cameos in shows. And he kind of looks like when Jamie Kennedy was in Criminal Minds as a serial killer, and he had the same hair and the same glasses.
Oh, yes. Maybe that it is.
This guy has stuck his penis in a couple of, like, rest stop bathrooms for the glory hole. That's the kind of guy, that's what he looks like. And so he's, like, talking to the kids. He's like, you got the stuff? And he's like, yeah, I got the stuff, but it sounds like you guys are gearing up to do something fun. And he's like, none of your business, man. He's like, oh, come on, man. I don't want to be stuck at the diner all day. Like, let me just do something fun with you guys. He's like, no. And he's like, well, how about I don't got this stuff? And so the main bully is like, all right, fine. But you're going to double it and we're not going to pay. He's like, yeah, sweet. I was like, this guy's not good at business. He's definitely getting high on his own supply. And then all of a sudden we cut to like this very derelict home of a kid, some like, early 20-year-old kid as well, eating candy corn out of a jack-o'-lantern candy holder thing basket. I was like, oh, I don't know what adjective to use right now. Oh man, but this house looks like it looked rough.
Yeah.
Like, this kid's on EBT. I mean, like, he still has a house, so good for him. But then we kind of, like, and it shows him, like, going to work. And it's sort of, like, in the very classic Halloween style. Like, playing the theme music and kind of just, like, showing the scenery. And I believe they used the Halloween font or something very near to it.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. And then later it shows like him coming to work, and we meet our main, I don't know if he's a villain. There's like really not any good people in this movie. But we meet like the boss of the freak show. I think it's like, what was his name? Like Papa. It's not Papa Midnight.
Dr. Death.
Oh, Dr. Death. I'm like, Papa Midnight is from Hellblazer. And, he's just gearing up. He kind of like reprimands the kid. He's like, hey, man, can't be late. You gotta show up on time, man. So, and he feels bad. So he's like, hey, man, like, listen, I'm sorry. I just want you to like, like I feel like you found a home here, and I don't want you to like lose that. So
Right.
go ahead and get ready. It seems like a pretty decent guy, right? But the hooligans are there, and they're really casing this place out. The girlfriend's trying to stop him from doing this, but he's like, nah, babe, it's gonna be chill, bro. And unfortunately, like, main bully is like, we're ready. He gives them the signal, and they confront, what's his name, Jared, I think his name is
Jacob.
They confront Jacob, and Jacob he's pretty quiet. I think he is on the spectrum, because like he's avoiding looking people in the eye, sort of. Maybe, I don't know. I can't really remember. He's just like very quiet, reserved boy, or guy, reserved guy. And man, this main bully is just like, yeah, what's up? Calling them all the words that you can't say anymore. That's not very politically correct. But he's like, yeah, what's up, retard? You freak. You product of incest. I was like, Jesus Christ. And like he turns around, and then Jacob pushes him. He's like, get off me, man. Like, can you guys like, can this be over?
Right.
But nah, that sets off, what's his name? Malcolm? I don't know. Because I was just adult Finn Wolfhard. I'm just gonna name them after things that I'm just gonna do that. Yeah,
so
like,
because it was Mike, Steve, and Bobby were the three.
oh, so I think it's Mike. Oh, see, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. Yeah, Steven is the guy with the girlfriend.
And then Gus was the creepy old guy.
Yeah, and then Bobby was like the kid that looks like the main character from Sky High.
Yes.
Yeah, but they fucking beat the shit out of this kid. But Mike couldn't handle it. He's like, nah, this fucking freak can't fight back. And so he's like really decking this kid in the face, and then he pretty much kills the kid.
Yeah.
Kills the kid.
Yeah, they give him like one like kind of head stomp on the way out, and
yeah. And like Bobby and Steve are like, holy shit. And Gus too. Gus like, oh fuck. This got out of hand.
Right. And the girlfriend kind of sees the tail part of it. She doesn't see like the whole thing. She just sees them like basically like just beating him while he's laying on the ground.
And so they kind of disperse, but Dr. Death sees it. He's like, oh my God, Jacob. Oh no. And he kind of drags. I was like, first of all, I just want to like little context. Dr. Death is a little person, so.
Yes.
So I was like, I don't know how he got him into the trailer, but he did. And he pulls out, some shady looking book, and he lights some shady looking candle, and puts like a jack-o'-lantern mask on him.
Yeah. And they have like a little like chest that he opens up, and it's got the book and the mask, and like does like a whole ritual.
It's for all of his dark magic.
Yep.
And at first he thinks it didn't work, or maybe no, he's like waiting for it to work. And he's basically doing some Dr. Frankenstein stuff. He's alive. And so after that, like, obviously the next morning we get introduced to Malachi, who's the sheriff of the town.
Yep.
Kind of just going through the hoops and the motions of everything until he gets a call from Norma. And she's like, hey, can you check this out? But she's like, hey, can you come back? Like, Steven's girlfriend's here, and she's pretty freaked out. And she comes there. She kind of confesses, like, what happened the night before. But she's like, this is stupid. I'm so sorry. I should have never been here. And she's like, no, I'll go check on Jacob, see if everything's okay. Which I was like,
Yeah, and he's like, I'm the sheriff, and nobody reported a murder, so
yeah,
like, I'm sure it's not anything as bad as you think it is.
yeah, but still, like,
But he's like, but I'll check it out because
yeah,
if the boys did this, that they still need,
yeah, to
a
be
talking to.
No, see, that's where I was like, oh, he's known, and he hasn't corrected his kid,
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see a mom, so maybe he did the best he could.
Right, yeah.
But no, he goes to the freak show and talks to Dr. Death, but Dr. Death is like, fuck cops. I've never met a good one. You guys are all prejudiced.
Right. And he does. He says, "Yeah, your boys gave my employee quite a whooping last night,
Yeah.
but he's fine. He
Yeah.
got up this morning, and I sent him home
Yeah.
to get some rest."
Yeah, well, what are you going to do about it? He's like, all right, well, it seems like everything's sorted out. He's like, yep, that's what I thought. Pig. wait. And yeah, and so, like, everything kind of seems like okay, but then we start following Gus. Comes back to, what's it called? After there's a confrontation with, I believe her name is Nicole, which is the girlfriend of Steven, at the diner that they usually frequent.
Yeah.
And, like, Mike is like, hey, what, you didn't think I'd hear about it? Yeah, my dad just lectured me. Huh. Yeah, I know it was you, bitch. Shut your mouth.
And she's playing hard, like she's trying hard to be like, I don't. Who would have told the police? Why do you think it's me?
Yeah.
I know it's you.
Yeah, I know it's you. I mean, when you're a bad guy, you kind of know. You know who the weak link is.
Yep.
And so, yeah, and then after that, like, the diner guy's like, get out of here, Mike. Yeah, whatever. And after that, Gus comes, and he's like, sorry, man. I was late. I was, railing some shit, Crazy night.
He said something. He was like, last night there was so much ass around, and some of it got kicked, and some of it got sticked.
Yeah, that sounds like he was he was doing some gay stuff. Like, if I heard of that, I was like, you just taking some ass? But no, yeah. So, like, the guy's like, oh man, Gus, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. And, like, Gus is in the bathroom, and he's like, and then all of a sudden someone comes to the stall, and it was like the bigger lady that works at the diner as well. Yep. And she's like, I heard about last night, and I want you to do what you did last night to me. And then shows, like, her tits. And I was like, oh, that's not the tits I want to see. And I was like, and Gus looked like almost like kind of flabbergasted. Like, he was like, what do I do? And then all of a sudden, I thought they were fucking, but it was just all in his head, and he was jacking off in the stall.
Yeah.
Like a fucking animal. Yeah, I can't imagine jerking it at a goddamn public restroom. But when he comes out, he sees a candy bucket there.
Yep.
He's like, what the fuck is that? And then all of a sudden, boom, pops Jared in the mask, and absolutely obliterates this guy. I mean, he's like begging for his life. He's like, oh man, they just needed a ride.
Yeah, I don't even really know those guys.
Yeah, they're just buying some drugs from me, and they needed a ride to the carnival. And I forgot how he kills him, but it is pretty gruesome.
Yeah, he holds him up against the wall, one hand, throat against the wall, and then other hand, guts.
Oh yeah,
in through the stomach and guts.
Fucking eviscerated that dude. It was crazy. It was a great kill. Meanwhile, like, Nicole is like, she's in her. God, I gotta say, like, those like track and field shorts, they do something to me. But Steven comes and he's like, hey, what's up, baby? And she's like, no, get away from me. Get away from me. Like, you're a fucking monster. And he's like, oh, babe, like, they checked up on Jacob. He's all right. He's like, come on, I'm sorry. And she's like, okay. I was like, really? Really? You saw what that guy did? And you're like, okay, cool, let's fuck.
Well, she does say if you do that again, you're not getting this again.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Jeez. Oh, I'm so mad at that. But he's like, all right, babe, I gotta head out, all right? Meanwhile, like, man, Papa, or like, I keep wanting to call him Papa Midnight. Oh man, but no, like, so like, Doctor Death is like, talking to Tony Todd. Like, he gets another visit from. Oh no, what's it called? The sheriff goes to, Jacob's house.
Yeah, knocks on the door, knocks on the windows.
And he's like, nobody's here. That's wild. Maybe he's sleeping. All right, everything's fine. But then all of a sudden, while they're all hanging out, they're like, oh man, Gus died. Steven and Nicole are there, and they're like, what happened? He's like, oh, you don't want to see it. It's pretty brutal. And like a couple of his deputies are like, see, Sheriff, this is why we need guns. I was like, oh my God, the law enforcement in this town don't carry guns around?
He's like, we're not that kind of town. We don't need guns. Nothing bad ever happens.
Yeah, this is just a one-off. Oh my gosh. But meanwhile, like, they're like, okay, well, like all of a sudden, like Mike, Bobby, and Steven are kind of hanging out. And Steven's like, Mike is like, yeah, we're gonna go to this rager. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah, and some of them are a little like, isn't it weirdly coincidental that we beat up some kid and we thought we killed him and even then he was okay, but then Gus got killed? Like, and they're like, no, don't be dumb.
Yeah, they're like, Gus is a drug dealer.
Yeah. And, and Jacob is a wuss, so it's not like, yeah, it's not like Jacob could do anything about it.
Bobby's like his little henchman. He's like, yeah, Steven, stop worrying, man. And so, like, yeah, they kind of like brush it under the rug, and Steven and Mike leave, and Bobby is like just in his house, just chilling. All of a sudden, he sees like a candy bucket out of nowhere, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden, as he's walking down the hallway, Jacob comes and just pushes his head. He's like squeezing his head until it starts bleeding.
Yeah. And
then, man, he Mortal Kombat's this dude. And I was kind of cheering for it. I was like, yeah! And, funny enough, in that scene, it kind of reminded me of, like, this, like, meme going around of, like, this former prison guy. And he's like, if one dude can hold you down, two guys can sexually assault you. I was like, oh my gosh. And so, like, yeah, what's it called? The sheriff gets another call. He's like, oh dear God, Bobby's dead. So, like, he doesn't want to tell anybody. He doesn't want to tell his kid what happened. Because then if he tells his kid, then, like, he'll tell Steven. And it'll be kind of a panic. So he calls Norma. And he's like, hey, listen. Small town lockdown. Nobody, there's going to be a curfew. If you're out during curfew, you're going to get arrested. But none of this leaks. You just go ahead and put a APB on, or like you just do like a major announcement to the whole town. And, yeah, fucking stay inside.
Right, because that's what you want to, that's what all the kids want to hear on Halloween night.
Right.
Stay inside.
Steven calls Mike. He's like, hey man, don't worry. This thing will be lifted before, Halloween, before tonight, and then we'll get to party. Hell yeah. Meanwhile, we go back to the freak show. Dr. Death is talking to Tony Todd. And Tony Todd is like, what did you do? And he's like, I gave Jacob power. I don't know exactly what it was, but you know what I mean? I don't know. But basically, that's the gist of the whole thing. I'm really trying to exaggerate this movie because, again, this movie goes by quick.
And it does, and then they have like these like long, like, let's show the town with a little bit of like Halloween music, kind of like thing.
Montage.
Yeah, so like just to make a movie that's an hour into an hour and 22 minutes. Like
Yeah.
they stretched it, and now we're trying to stretch it again.
I mean, really, because it really moves quickly. Because like the next scene or the next couple of scenes is like Nicole and Steven, and they're like making out at the theater that Steven works at, and they're getting hot and heavy, and Nicole is like, "Oh, let me come back," you know. And when she comes back, she's kind of like in like 1960s like underwear. It's like,
It's making its comeback.
oh God, I hope not. And I was kind of mad at this, but like when she sees Steven, she's like, "Oh, what are you doing? Building the tension?" And he's already dead.
Yeah.
Which kind of like, I was like, "Oh no, man, I wanted to see it, bro." And so she's like obviously fucking freaked out, and she sees Jacob in the mask behind her, and so she starts gunning it, but she's not running fast enough for me, because she gets caught really fast. Like she trips, she does the classic cliche horror trip,
Yeah.
and he grabs her by the hair and rips her tongue out.
And it's a struggle.
Yeah.
She's fighting hard, and it's
Yeah. And so
45 seconds of him trying to get it out of her mouth. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Like this movie kind of like it does it pretty well with like blending the practical and the CG stuff. Like the CG stuff is like just the blood stuff.
Right.
Which usually would bother me because I'm like, oh, come on, guys, come on, some blood packets. But it was pretty okay. I think they use the CG more for the splattering effects.
Yeah.
So that was good. But yeah, I was like, with this death, I kind of like had mixed feelings for it though, because I mean, she did try to stop it, and then she tried to report it. So, but like she also like.
But snitches get stitches. She tattled, so she got her tongue yanked out.
Or no, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, you didn't say anything prior to stop it, which you could have with your. I was like, oh, maybe that's like a symbolic kill, right? Yeah. And now, like, the sheriff comes and like, holy shit, it's the freaks. And at this point, like, Dr. Death he's like congregating with all of his like his freak show,
right?
And Tony Todd is just like, come on, man.
It's a weird like little like expo drop, like because he's like he does his little speech, but it made it seem like he was riling up the freaks to fight the townspeople.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's probably like he's probably what's it called? Like, he's probably had issues with prior towns before.
Yeah,
and so that's probably where a lot of it is stemming from. Because Tony Todd, I think the whole freak show are like dead people. Because Tony Todd is like, please, can you just let us rest?
Oh.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
Right? That adds a little bit of a layer to it. I think that's really where they could have padded the time, is introducing us to the people that work at the freak show.
Right.
And gave us like lore on them. I think that would have been really cool. But no, he's just like, get ready for Mike. But then, like, I forgot. Oh, what's it called? Jacob ends up killing the sheriff. I forgot where.
Before that, the sheriff goes.
Oh, to his house.
To Jacob's house, and him and the deputy. They're like they kind of, kick the door in, go in. They're trying to find Jacob. They don't know what's going on, and then they go up to Jacob's room, and under his bed is a dead body, which is his mother, but it is like long dead.
Yeah. Well, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, maybe that's like a whole psycho situation,
Right.
Where he just like left his dead mom's body there, and that's why the house is so dilapidated.
And maybe that's why the circus was like, you're one of us.
Yeah.
Because
Well, like either he killed his mom or his mom just died of natural causes.
Right,
Who
right.
knows, right?
And we don't get that.
Yeah, we don't get that.
Right.
We don't know like the state of this the guy's mind. So, but yeah, no, that's like what's it called? Like they go back to the sheriff station. They grab a couple guns, but the guns didn't stop Jacob, the murder machine. But oh no, so like after he killed Nicole and Steven, he does like pass out. Dr. Death does grab him, kind of gives him some time, but he's like, we need more blood. Oh no, so the freaks get the sheriff. That's true. Because they needed more blood to feed Jacob to kind of revitalize him.
Yes.
And so when Mike shows up to the carnival, the freaks kind of beat him up and tie him up onto the stage. And then when he sees the sheriff's car like pull up, he thinks he's saved because, you know, his dad's the sheriff. Unfortunately not, because his dad's head is on the emblem of this Crown Vic.
Yep, it is the hood ornament.
And he's like, oh my God, Dad. And the freak show, they kind of just like untie him.
Yeah.
And he's like crawling to his dad, and all of a sudden Jacob shows up in front of him, and he's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And another fucking fatality. He grabs Mike by both of his hands, and almost like quarters him. He pretty much quarters him.
Yes.
Top half. Yep. Oh man, and that was like, that's a dope kill. Like, you know, I don't ever remember ever seeing like.
Right, like a one arm maybe, but the
dual arm?
Dual arm?
Yeah.
It was impressive, yeah.
He akimboed him. And oh man, it sucks because like as he falls to the floor, obviously armless now, Jacob proceeds to pull all of his teeth out. And first of all, this is not only is it already hard enough to get it from like probably a dead body, which I could only assume and you're using tools to do it, but now it's not dry because all this blood is gushing out. So like that, you know, you're digging into it's just your teeth are already getting pulled out, but you know, teeth stuff always like messes me up, and that's pretty graphic. The camera's like right there, and it is pretty realistic. Yeah.
Him yanking his teeth out.
And I just signed up for like the highest tier of dentist stuff because I need to get filling. Like I still have like the old fillings in my teeth, and now they're like, I think the last time I went to the dentist, the guy was like, hey, those are really old, so we're probably gonna have to take them out and put the new stuff, you know?
Right.
So I was like, well, that was like 4 years ago, so now I was like, well, I probably have to get the highest one to pay for this dentist stuff. And
may have been a good choice.
And after that, it kind of cuts to like a new town, probably a new year, and like Dr. Death is like talking to like a young lady, you know, early 20s as well, and she's like, so you're telling me this is real teeth? And he's like, yep, real teeth, because you know what I do? I give people the power to fight against those who oppress them. And she's like, I think she's like caught, hook, line, and sinker. And then all of a sudden we cut to Jacob, who's just like eating candy corn, which I can only assume is candy corn, from the bucket. And credits roll. All right, Kobe, before we get into our thoughts about this movie, let's go to our other section, high star and low star.
There is some 10s. Mm-hmm. Some of them sound like bots, but 10 out of 10. Horror Hound Love. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm personally ecstatic with Josh Hasty's Candy Corn, a horror movie made by horror fans for horror fans. Classic star lineup: Tony Todd, PJ Souls, Courtney Gaines. Big look at this. Also, a big look also to Patrick Ryan. Absolutely killed it. I'm humbled to be able to watch a film that takes me back to when I fell in love with the genre. with a story that has never been done before. Candy Corn delivers all one would expect and hope to see from a classic horror film. Not to mention, the kills are killer. Ha ha. Congrats, Candy Corn. Can't wait to see what's next.
And then we got a 1 out of 10. Step in the right direction. I was lucky enough not to get caught up in the unwarranted crowdfunding hype, so I was neither excited or turned off by this one. The good, the mask looks great, Courtney Gaines does a good job, and the carnival setting looks cool. The bad, terrible FX and an inexcusable CGI blood effect. Underused Tony Todd and PJ Souls. Terrible action, amateur editing, and the sound mistakes, and a completely wooden supporting cast. That being said, I am interested to see what the director does next. He had some great core ideas, and I think he has the stuff to make a good movie. It just wasn't this one. Kind of like a weird 1 out of 10, because he's like, I can see the merits in this.
Right.
But I guess he just really was like, the CGI effects is super inexcusable.
From reading a couple of these, it does sound like it was a crowd-funded film, and then so that kind of also explains a little bit of the 10 out of 10s, because if you like donated money, you're going to be like, even if you're like, this isn't great, you're going to be like, this is great, I funded this and it came out, I'm part of this. 10 out of 10.
I'm a producer.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, Kobe, what are some of what did you love about the movie?
It was interesting. I liked you did root for the bad guy, because the gang of boys they were terrible.
Yeah, the hooligans.
And yeah. But kind of like you said, a little surprised that they killed the girl, because she seemed to have like you feel like it was a redemption arc. Like she understood what was wrong, and she tried to, at least later on, rectify it. But no, Jacob said no.
I know.
He said, you saw me get
punished and murdered.
You did nothing. So off with your tongue.
Yeah, pretty much just very by association. I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, like I said, yeah, like I could see the merits of this film. It had like a decent amount of what's it called, like when you see something in somebody and you're like, you have potential. Yeah, like I feel like this movie had a good enough amount of potential that if they had executed it just a little bit more better, that this could have been like a very cult classic-y, very Terrifier-like movie. Yeah. Obviously, Terrifier is like super surface level as far as like any horror film can get. It's just like, oh, it's a clown and it's doing like really, gross, like gory kills. And it's kind of like Terrifier now, especially now, feels more just like gross out gore horror.
Right.
It deals with like a lot of poop and stuff. And a lot of like throwing up. And I'm like, the first one was like, okay, cool. But the second and third one are like, now you're adding lore. Now these movies are like almost like they're 2 hours plus. You're like, I don't need that much. But no, yeah, like I feel like, the lore for this, like, Dr. Death being in black magic and like possibly having a freak show full of just dead people who've been resurrected or pretty much zombies. That's kind of where I feel like the director really should have like leaned into.
Right. And like you kind of got that and I missed that. And like, yes, I definitely feel like that would have been a cool twist.
Yeah. Because like it's always interesting, right? Like when you like, I mean, obviously there was like the very old movie that you have in your possession, Freak Show.
Yep.
But like, even American Horror Story did like a whole season of Freak Show. And so that's kind of like the curiosity of like these people who are considered like freaks. That portion is like super interesting, and that's kind of where you could have built your lore at. And if like all these people are like reanimated people, you could have like, if you like, you don't give them the face but you give them like masks, and then you could have kind of built your like not trilogy but like series there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because then like after the movie's done, we're like, well, what's up with the guy with the fucking Jack the Snowman mask? Or like the turkey mask.
Totally. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Did you recognize Malachi? I feel like you would
I did.
have.
I did, like, it took me, but like immediately when I saw him I was like, "Oh, I know him," but I know him as like a kid actor.
Yeah.
Like totally I'm like, was he like in the Sandlot or was he like in, so I had to pause the movie and look
Yeah. Like,
because it bothered, because like my brain gets stuck on that. Like if I see somebody, and or like if I'm watching an animated thing and
yeah.
it's like a celebrity doing a voice, but it just doesn't click. I'm like, I spend like all my time focusing on that voice to try to figure it out, and I miss like so much of the movie.
Oh man, but okay, so like, what were your thoughts on like the kills as far as like the practical effects and the CGI
I
blood?
I thought it was good. I thought it was like you said, it's a good mix. There was definitely enough practical to really like make you feel it.
Yeah.
Um, um, and I guess I watch enough sci-fi channel stuff that like that. A little bit of blood splatter kind of CG thing
Yeah.
is, just
Doesn't bother you?
it doesn't bother me. Like I barely notice.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like it was like the movie is already pretty low budget, so I was already very ready or very prepared to see like the mask be CG'd or something like that, to for a lot of like CG effects. So I
Right.
think maybe because my expectations were like really low for this movie, that like the mask did look really good. It was like it looked sweaty,
It did.
you
Yeah.
know.
It
Kind
was
of
moist.
it reminded me of like the Goosebumps episode with the mask.
Yep.
And she was like, "Oh my god, your mask is sweating." But like towards the end, like, did he still have the mask on when he was eating the candy corn?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that he just that's his mask. I
So
guess maybe because his face is beat so bad that he's just gonna keep the mask on.
see, like, but like that's how you build the rest of your core, your roster with all these people in masks. And you're like, holy shit, it's freaking me out. And then you turn that freak show into a haunted house.
Yeah.
But like, it's probably hard to. It's like, no, a lot of these guys have a lot of bloodlust. So you keep them as far away from the public. But yeah, no, yeah. So like, I think that's why I was like pretty prepared. That like I was like, all right, it was nice that like a lot of these were like decently practical effects. The only thing I was disappointed is like you didn't get to see like a really cool, unique kill for Steven.
Right.
You know, if they gave me like, if they gave me a scene where they pulled this dude's dick off, that would have been hilarious. You should have thought with this head. Oh man. But you know what, guys? We're coming up to our hour, so I want to go ahead and thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our other holiday theme months for Halloween and for Christmas. We have about 5 to 6 years there for you. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure a lot of those you might have not seen. You know, I think for Halloween we got to do just like we'll do like a famous one. We'll do
For our bonus episode.
Yeah, for our bonus episode, we'll do like maybe a famously bad one.
Right, and of course comes to mind is Halloween 3, but we did that our first year.
Oh yeah, and that's not a bad movie, guys.
Run back there and watch it, guys. Or listen to it.
That's not a bad one either, guys. I really wish like it would have been so cool if like people weren't so like mad about that one because like I think was it Michael Carpenter? That's who did it,
yeah.
Or James Cameron? No, Michael Carpenter or oh gosh, now whoever's listening to us is like, you guys are fucking fake fans, bro. You guys don't know this. I'm sorry. John Carpenter, not Michael Carpenter. Yeah, the guy who did The Thing. You know, I think he said, like, I feel like I remember in an original interview he did talk about he wanted Halloween to be an anthology series and not just Michael Myers.
Right, like every year was going to be somebody, like a different story.
Yeah. So, like, in the universe where Al Gore won, you know, from Jet Li's The One, the Halloween series over there is an anthology. That's where I want to live.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, no, make sure to go ahead and check that out. We do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have streaming, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where you at?
I don't think there's anything to box this with yet. And I don't know what you'd get Blu-ray. It is definitely rewatchable.
Yeah.
I'd share this. I'd add this to like the Halloween rotation. I like that it is still Halloween, like with the little buckets and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes it's like Halloween, but it's not really Halloween.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely I'd DVD this and
share it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys want to see like just like a low budget decent film? Yeah, no, because I'm pretty much the same route. I think like they had a good chance to make this like a very iconic looking horror monster,
right,
zombie guy. You know, they had all the fixings. They just couldn't stick the landing. But I think I totally think it's still worth the watch for this one.
Right, and we got good kills, and we did, even though they were not the boobs we wanted to see, there was a little boobs.
Yeah, right. And I feel like horror films have like shied away. They're like, bro, come on, man, show me the tits.
Right. Yeah.
You could even show a dick in there, just as long as you got some tits in that movie, too. But no, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our social media links down below.
Got our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. We're on everything.
Definitely try to talk to us there. But thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music Podcast 3, and the Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.